Let's talk to Patrick Reid. He is the co-founder of Adamis Principle. Very good morning to you, young Patrick.
Hi Nick, how are you?
Living the dream, as they say. Right, we have 4 slides, 4 charts to whiz through. Let's kick off with the first one, the euro against the US dollar, a daily chart. What are your thoughts?
Really interesting. This is very mixed, a bit like a drunken brawl. Anyone can get knocked out. Really undecided, really quickly. I'm questioning my dollar bullish view. And there's a big reason behind that, because you got wages not so long ago at 0.2 higher year on year versus CPI core 0.2 lower year on year. December hike, still a few raised eyebrows. 10-year yields at 3%, which is weird.
Yep.
Okay, dollar index mixed. I've been digging a bit deeper. I've been asking some friends, ex-Goldman Sachs, and basically this is a risk play. This is risk flows. And the key thing, despite the US-China trade wars, there's talk of a dirty peg at 7 on the dollar renminbi.
Okay.
If that goes, all hell will break loose. But until that's capped, things are just being contained.
Understood. Okay, well, let's move on to the next slide, the dollar yen. What are your thoughts, sir?
Yeah, this really is the only pair. Obviously, I mentioned the risk on. This is the only pair giving me some kind of clues on my view. 112 needs to stay supportive, but until then, you've got a lot of upside. The only level I will say is 113.20. That is a fortress.
Okay, well, let's move on to the weekly chart on the dollar yen. And is that confirmed on the weeklies as well?
Absolutely. And why is it a fortress? Well, it's the 200-week moving average. As you can see, it's usually when price action hits the moving average, it slows it right down because many participants like it. It's the favored price. And I see this happening again.
Patrick, let's talk about your last slide in the presentation, the Great British Pound against the US dollar, a daily chart. What are your thoughts here?
Yeah, cable not giving up the goose. 131.75 is key to stay above. We had recent amazing CPI, 0.3 higher year on year on headline, 0.3 higher on core, and core is key. So unless Barnier is, for me, it's all in the European camp at the moment. Unless the Prime Minister gets ousted by a womanizing buffoon of a person, there's still going to be an olive branch extended from Barnier, and that should put a firm bid under cable, especially with the recent figures.
So basically a buyer for choice on cable. It's quite interesting that in recent sessions we've had sort of economic commentators talking cable down to 110, 120. And again, the minute that the doom mongers come out, the markets go the other way. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I mean, those kind of forecasts are just not realistic, and the longer we, broad dollar is mixed at the moment, okay? The longer we stay above the key moving averages, the longer we stay above 130.50, that's a key level too, along with 130, 175 above that, there is only upside potential. We could hit 134. We're talking about a very hard Brexit, and it's a Northern Ireland issue. If nothing else, if that gets sorted, and commentary at the moment is warming to that, if that gets all thrown out, then yeah, maybe we're talking, I'd say more like 116 rather than 110. But, I think the longer this goes on, the more goodwill is apparent, and price shows that clearly.
Right, on that note, young Patrick, thank you very much indeed.
Thank you, Nick.